Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, May 21st.
That's right. Rise and shine. It's 5 a.m. and time for another hot day today.
It is. Mike Osterage is here. And Mike, what's the pep talk line you always give us right before we go on the air?
Grin and bear it with the heat? I mean,
no. And you wait and you time it just right. You always say
the line from the movie Airplane where Leslie Nielsen walks into the cockpit and I said, "I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you." So anyway, we're just trying to do anything to forget about the heat and humidity out there because it is a lot more humid than even what it was yesterday. 77 degrees. The normal low temperature is 68. That bottom number, dew point, is actually up compared to this time yesterday. And throughout the rest of today, it is just going to get hot and get hotter. We're going to make it up to 97, which is almost 10 degrees above normal. Yesterday, we did hit 96 in the afternoon. The aquifer, no, it went down 0.8 of a foot. There's not going to be anything helping out the aquifer. Maybe something tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about that, but don't really count on it too much. Mold's on the high side. Grass is low. Take a look at some of the temperatures around the area. Everybody is up compared to this time yesterday. We were primarily in the low and kind of mid 70s. Now it's mid and upper 70s. 78 right now, Port SA, as well as at Randolph, Gonzales, Hondo, 78 degrees. And then again, all of this humidity. And when you get up right around 74, Port SA, Randolph, Braunfels, Canyon Lake, I kind of call that wet towel sort of humidity. It's really humid when you step outside this morning. Like I said, there's really not any break from that. A few more clouds around today, a little hotter even than yesterday. Tomorrow we do have a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some of those could be on the strong side, but most are going to be north of our area. If we get something, if you get something in your backyard, consider yourself lucky tomorrow. Then we go into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine around here, a couple of clouds, plenty of heat. It is going to actually be hotter this weekend. We're looking at upper 90s, and that means a lot of triple digits all around the area. Now, after Memorial Day, there is, right now, we're still looking at a chance for temperatures to go down a few degrees and also some rain later on in the week. That's the best we can do as of right now. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, morning, sir. I just saw a bunch of flashing lights on one of the cameras.
Yeah, Mike, literally within the past 5-10 minutes or so. I was about to say that things are looking pretty quiet out there if you're about to step outside, but we do have this incident that just popped up on not only TransGuide, but also TxDOT's website. So this is our camera out there in the far west side, 1604 at 151, and this is now being reported as a crash by TxDOT. Still trying to get a little bit more details exactly what's going on out there in the far west side of town, and you see the camera kind of moving a little bit there. But I was able to make a quick map to show you where this is happening. Again, 151 at Wiseman Boulevard, far west side. Looks like it's going to be right before you get to the 151-1604 intersection. But again, we're going to gather more details on that and give you some more updates as we make our way through our 5 o'clock hour here. We still have ongoing construction taking place here on the far north side of town, 281-1604, basically Gold Canyon all the way to Bulverde Road. They are doing some barrier work there, so hopefully they can get those barriers lifted here by the time we get a little bit more people on the roadways. And of course, this ongoing construction here, basically stretching from North Weidner all the way up to Topperwine to Pat Booker. We still have some of the main lanes of 35 there blocked right before you get to 1604 for all of our drivers on the northeast side that are going towards the Forum and the Live Oak area. One quick look at the citywide map, and everything else across the city is looking okay. But again, we just got that report of that crash there at 151 and 1604, and we'll give you more updates as we get them. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Right now, a man is recovering after a house fire on San Antonio's west side. This is a live look at the scene over on White Deer Lane. That's near Marbach and Loop 1604. Fire crews tell us debris from the fire made it hard for them to fight the flames, and the home was destroyed. A family of 4 was inside at the time. The father was taken to the hospital with burns. The Red Cross is helping the family. At this point, it's unclear what sparked the flames. Workforce Solutions Career Center on the east side is closed today after a fire outside of the building. It happened yesterday evening around 6:45 at the location on East Houston Street near South WW White Road. San Antonio fire investigators say there was a flower bed on fire outside the building, and arson is investigating. We're told the Career Center will be closed today as they assess the damage.
In Uvalde, where the school district plans to hire a new police chief. Well, that's according to a job posting on the district's website. The current police chief, Joshua Gutierrez, was hired as an interim police chief for the district back in November of 2022, after now former Chief Pete Arredondo was fired following his actions on the day of the shooting at Robb Elementary. Gutierrez is still listed as police chief on the department's website despite that posting. He told KSAT back in December of 2022 that he was focused on rebuilding the department. Now, KSAT has emailed Gutierrez and UCISD for additional information. We will bring you updates as they become available.
Now to another big story we're closely monitoring this morning. Iran's supreme leader declared 5 days of public mourning after the helicopter crash that killed the country's president and top diplomat. Here's ABC's Em Nguyen with reaction from the U.S. and Tehran.
Crowds gathered in Iran overnight to mourn the loss of President Ebrahim Raisi, who was killed in a helicopter crash on the northern Iranian mountainside. New video shows the moment search teams reached the wreckage after more than a dozen hours of searching through heavy fog. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, conspiracy theories of foreign involvement cropping up online. But U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin making it clear the U.S. had nothing to do with the crash.
The United States had no part to play in that crash, and that's a fact, plain and simple.
The State Department says the Iranian government even requested help from the U.S. government in finding the helicopter, but was unable to assist for what officials called logistical reasons. The loss of Iran's president coming at a time of heightened tension. Considered Iran's second most powerful person behind Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Raisi was considered a top contender to one day replace the 85-year-old supreme leader. In 2022, Raisi was responsible for the brutal crackdown on protesters in Iran and oversaw the massive missile and drone attack on Israel last month.
We have been quite clear that Ebrahim Raisi was a brutal participant in the repression of the Iranian people for nearly 4 decades. He was involved in numerous horrific human rights abuses. That said, we regret any loss of life.
Crowds now gathering in Iran as the nation mourns the loss of President Ebrahim Raisi along with 7 others in the helicopter crash. But some in Iran, along with those in exile in Berlin and London, celebrating the loss of a man they considered a tyrant.
Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up later this morning on Good Morning America, an important look at what some are calling the new gender gap in education. Why elementary and middle school boys are more likely to struggle than their female counterparts. Well, take a listen.
You say the boys are not okay. What does that mean to you?
It means that in classrooms around the country, we see that the boys are just behind the girls. So on average now, they're a grade level behind in English and literacy at about middle school age. But if you see gender gaps of this size, then you should worry about the system that's producing those gaps.
So what exactly can the parents of young boys do to keep them from falling behind? Well, the story coming up on GMA beginning at 7.
508, 77 degrees.
Well, just ahead, the fast food battle continues. Wendy's is introducing a new breakfast deal days after McDonald's. So details in your GMA First Look.
Outside with live cam, coping with temperatures that are flirting with 100 degrees here in the afternoons as we head into the latter part of the month of May. Mike has your South Texas forecast. It's Tuesday and you're watching GMSA.
In this morning's GMA First Look, fast food price wars.
At Wendy's, you can get
English muffin and seasoned potatoes for just $3.
Wendy's now offering a $3 English muffin deal, which includes seasoned potatoes and your choice of a bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin sandwich. The meal, less than the average cup of coffee.
$3 is generally a good deal for breakfast these days, but I think the real thing to note is it's a great deal for consumers at the drive-thru. It's an even better deal for Wendy's.
This as McDonald's announced their own limited-time $5 value meal deal just last week, responding to tough feedback about rising prices online.
So I went to McDonald's today and I still spent $6 on a bacon quarter pounder. Y'all not supposed to be expensive.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on whether these price drops are a sign of things to come or just a short-term fix. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
512, 77 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide this morning. We see some flashing lights there at Loop 1604 at 151, and we have some other slightly problem spots around the city. We're going to be checking in with RJ Marquez very soon.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line. Switch today.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, and dirt are settling on your upholstery fibers. With a deep cleaning from Stanley Steamer, we'll remove the dirt you see and the dirt you don't. Your upholstery isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Steamer gets your home cleaner.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is fixing a bug that brought back your old pictures. Apple released an iOS update to fix a bug which caused photos to reappear in users' libraries. The update addresses corruption issues that brought back photos that were deleted years ago. Apple recommends updating iPhones and iPads to resolve the issue. Microsoft has announced Copilot Plus PCS. The line of computers from different brands will include built-in AI hardware. Microsoft showed a feature called Recall, which will help users find files and other data on their PCs. Partners include Dell, Lenovo, and HP. Models start shipping June 18th. Finally, Volvo has unveiled its first production-ready self-driving semi-truck. The truck features level 4 autonomous driving, meaning it can operate without a human driver. Volvo plans to deploy 20 trucks this year and 100 by next year. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Well, in the town of Grain Valley, Missouri, is more than just a place for coffee and cakes. It also provides opportunity and hope for people who might struggle to find employment elsewhere. The cafe has hired workers with Down syndrome and autism and is training them to go beyond sorting forks or cleaning tables, but to do everything that must be done in a day's worth of work in the cafe. The cafe director says this is more than just employment. It's also about fostering a sense of independence and self-worth. All right, take a look. Dozens of four-legged surfers taking part in the annual European Dog Surfing Championship. Yes, that's a thing. Baloo and Ghost, a pair of Weimaraners, confidently shredded waves on a beach in northern Spain. Chocolate-colored Labrador Koa and her owner claimed the winner's crown in the third annual championship. The event has a serious aim, too, to promote dog adoptions and discourage pet abandonment by showing people a fun way to bond with your dog. How cute.
I wonder if they put something on the surfboard because you know their little paws are like, trying to hang on. So.
And then they get used to it because some, would have nothing, I can imagine some don't even want to get on the board or in a boat.
Yeah, but the rest are living their best lives, right?
Yes, but it looks fun for the ones at the video that we saw.
And they're doing it right. That's the way to cool off there. Yeah, especially in the summer, right? Hit the beach, hit the pool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, things not going great right now on the west side of town as we take a quick look here at our traffic situation out there. So we got a little bit more details exactly what's happening here. 1604 and Highway 151 on the far west side of town. We had a crash that involved at least 2 cars is what I was being told by TransGuide, and it's blocked at least one of the main lanes there for all of our drivers there on 151. Now it's being reported on the westbound lanes, but it also looks like the eastbound lanes are being affected there as well. So this is going to be right before you get up to 1604 if you're driving on 151 right now. Let's take a look at our maps and we see a little bit of a backup here. Again, being reported on the westbound lanes, but see, it's also causing some delays eastbound. So we'll just continue to monitor exactly what's going on there for our drivers of that side of town. One lane, main lane blocked here again, 151 westbound at Wiseman Boulevard. We will continue keeping our eye on that one. And then we have also a crash being reported here off the highway here in 35. We're already dealing with a lot of different things taking place here at 35 in terms of construction. 2 different areas of construction, one closer here to Weidner, the O'Connor Road area, and then one further up the road there, Pat Booker, 1604 and 35. And now we have this crash being reported there on Randolph Boulevard, but it looks like it's actually off of 35. Still might cause some delays for for all of our drivers out there. One more quick look here at the rest of the city. Everything else is looking pretty good. South side of town, Von Army area, Elmendorf area, things looking pretty good if you're about to step outside right now. Biggest issue that we're seeing, along with the 35 construction and the accident there, is this wreck out here, 1604 at 151, and we will continue to monitor this situation out there. All right, Mike, it was definitely feeling very humid this morning when I stepped outside.
Yeah, even more so than yesterday. You kind of, open up the door and it's like, ugh. So you can sort of see that over there at 10, at 410, all that kind of fuzz around the street lights, and you really can't make out the horizon all that well. Dew points compared to this time yesterday. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you get up into the low and then approaching mid 70s, just 1 or 2 degrees, 5 degrees warmer up there for the dew point temperature in Kerrville, that does make a whole lot of difference. And the dew points aren't really going to be going anywhere. We've got this southeasterly wind. They may fluctuate just a little bit, but still it's going to be humid. Mid 60s, obviously better than low 70s, but it will come back in the morning, and that's going to be the cycle that we go through each and every day. Dew points up in the low to mid 70s and then dropping somewhat in the afternoon, so a little more tolerable in the afternoon. A lot of clouds hanging around here this morning. Temperatures are going to stay in the mid and upper 70s around much of the area. We'll see a little bit more sunshine, get up to 89. So already above the normal high temperature at noon, and add almost 10 to that. We're going to make it up to 97 later on today, but the heat index is going to be well up there into the hundreds later on. So we're getting to the point where being outside, you really have to be careful in the afternoons. I know kids still have school as well. So the outdoor activities, lots and lots of water, as all the experts say. Okay, jump ahead to tomorrow, and I want to show you 2 different computer models as far as what's going on. This is tomorrow morning, then going into the afternoon, and we get into later on tomorrow evening. This one has a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms, most of those well up to the north. Here's a different computer model, and as this goes into the afternoon hours, this wants to push some of the rain a little bit further down to the south and get some of these storms developing by the evening hours. So again, one is very bullish on the rain, one is not. I think this is going to be one of those kind of wait and see situations. Also, if anything, we get some of those storms up in the north, they could actually throw some of those little mini cold fronts, those outflow boundaries through here, which could be the triggering mechanism for more of those storms. So obviously it's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Also, Storm Prediction Center has, especially way up north, the better chance for 1 or 2 of those to become strong to severe. Northwestern kind of half of our area, something, if anything does get going, they could be on the stronger side with high winds and hail. So that'll be the thing that we have to watch out for as far as tomorrow afternoon. Not a great chance of rain, but again, we've got this, good springtime air in there, all this warm, moist air, which is very volatile. So if something pops, can become strong. Tomorrow and Thursday, we get a little bit of a break from temperatures, still well above normal. We'll take a couple of degrees. Then it is back to the heat by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and going into Memorial Day, we're going to be in the upper 90s. That's just out there at the airport. So in your backyard, a lot of areas, especially out to the west toward the Rio Grande, we're going to be looking at a lot of triple digits. Now, after Monday, there are some indications now. I was talking about this yesterday, and this is still, I like the consistency with this, that temperatures will be dropping down at least into the low 90s, and then a chance of rain not until the latter part of next week. So looks like pretty much, if we don't get anything tomorrow, the rest of May is going to be dry, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that will work out. And then also looking into next week as well.
Yes. Yeah. Just keep looking way down the road. So
thank you, Mike.
Just about 524, 77 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 4, 4, 4, Fireball 4. Daily 4, 5, 2, 6, 1, Fireball 0.
Cash 5 numbers 13, 14, 16, 21, 30. Texas 2 steps 16, 20, 21, 24 with a bonus ball of 21. And Powerball 1, 7, 48, 64, 68. Powerball 5, Power Play 2.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
Scarlett Johansson voiced an AI operating system in 2013's Her. Now the company, OpenAI, has removed a new, highly touted ChatGPT voice option that sounded too much like Johansson in the film. Users and commentators noted the similarity after OpenAI used the voice, which it calls Sky, in a demo last week.
I came across this classified cable telling companies to go overseas and buy up food and water resources.
It's not just China, not just Russia. This is Wall Street, big money. It's leasing land to foreign countries.
Blackfish director Gabriella Cowperthwaite returns with a new documentary, The Grab. Journalists from the Center for Investigative Reporting work to expose governments, private investors, and mercenaries aiming to control worldwide food and water resources the way OPEC controls oil. The Grab lands in theaters and on demand June 14th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Hi there, good morning. It is Tuesday, May 21st.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you're having a good week. I know a lot of kiddos are getting ready for the last day of school. Some are, getting that last day of school this week, before the big long weekend. And some, you all have to wait till the following week as well.
That's true.
And it feels like you're not getting out until mid-June, the way temperatures are going, It's just, we are way above normal by anywhere from 7 to 10 degrees across the board. You step outside this morning, it feels like it is late July, August, and then some, and you can just sort of see some of that fuzz out there from all the humidity. Yes, the humidity is actually higher than what it was at this time yesterday, and the dew point has actually gone up another degree just in the past hour. So we're up to 74. That's when it really, there's kind of those thresholds, and you get 73, 74 and higher. That's when it's like it's getting slapped in the face with a wet towel. Temperature stands at 78 degrees. We've got wind out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. That's going to be picking up a little bit. All that's going to be doing is just pulling in more moisture, more humidity throughout the course of the day. Everybody's in the mid to upper 70s. We are up anywhere from, say, 3-4 degrees across the board compared to this time yesterday. These numbers are all up as well. Bunch of 74s out there. So think back to a couple of weeks ago when we had some of those morning dew points that were 75, 76. So we're in that ballpark right now. Yeah, it will greet you when you step outside. Mold's on the high side, grass is low, and throughout the rest of today, 89 degrees at noon. 97 for a high temperature. We're actually going to top yesterday. The humidity will go down slightly, but still with those dew points way up there, 97, it's going to feel like it's well up into the hundreds. And we've got that kind of a decent breeze out of the southeast, 15 to 20 miles per hour. But like I said, all that's doing is just pulling in more humidity. Down a couple of notches the next few days, maybe a shower. I wouldn't get too excited about it. And then get ready for a very hot Memorial Day weekend. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, what's going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, it's already off to a bit of a busy start for your Tuesday morning commute as we take a look here. 1604 and State Highway 151. We had that crash that was reported a little bit after 5 o'clock this morning. And you do see that it is causing some delays here for all of our drivers coming in on the westbound lanes of 151. Right there at 1604. This is going to be right there around the SeaWorld area. We see the Westover Hills Boulevard area, the Wiseman area as well. So we take a quick look at our maps, and we do see here that this is actually being reported right there at 151 and Wiseman Boulevard, but again, affecting a lot of our traffic in the area right now. One main lane blocked at the time, and we do see emergency officials out there. Hopefully we could get that cleared out because 151 gets very busy, especially as we get closer to our 6 o'clock morning hour. We still have ongoing construction here, 35 in two separate spots here. This area right there, O'Connor by Wiener Road, and also right up here by Pat Booker and 35 northbound. So we have a couple of main lanes blocked there, and we also have now a crash being reported on Randolph Boulevard on that side of town for our drivers on the northeast side who obviously are dealing with a lot of construction already. So any extra accidents or incidents just adds to a little bit of the problems that we're seeing out there. Everything else across the city looking pretty good. We've cleared out construction there far northwest side over there, 1604 and I-10, and also 1604 and 281. So we're going to go real quick back out here to our TransGuide traffic cameras. And, if you guys are driving around, you see these signs sometimes, the TransGuide signs that have these different messages out on the roadways for a lot of our drivers. And one of them does include the Click It or Ticket campaign. And that's something that obviously TxDOT and TransGuide is focusing on. Well, this morning, a local mother hopes that her words can save someone else's life. And again, the message is very simple. Click it or ticket. Law enforcement are enforcing this law during the next 2 weeks. Patty Santos is here with us to tell us that for a Kerr County mother, this message could have changed the course of her life. Good morning, Patty.
Hey, good morning. This was David Palestrant. He was killed in 2021 during a rollover crash on I-10. He was not wearing his seatbelt. His mother has joined TxDOT and the Lone Star State on an education campaign to encourage all of us drivers and passengers to wear our seatbelts. Now, according to TxDOT statistics, wearing a seatbelt and sitting on the front part of a vehicle can reduce the risk of dying by 45% and by up to 60% for those who ride or drive in pickup trucks. Last year, more than 1,000 people not wearing their seatbelts died in crashes here in Texas. More specifically, in San Antonio, 2,012 people were injured or died from crashes. The Kerrville mother says her son was getting ready to graduate and start his life. He was a passenger in a vehicle involved in a rollover.
We didn't see David go to his senior prom. We didn't get the chance to see David walk across the stage at graduation. We don't get to see David start a family. I don't get to dance with my son at his wedding, all because he made the choice of not buckling up.
And more about the crash that killed him. Palestrant was a passenger in a Ford pickup truck that was going over 80 miles an hour when it rolled over on the highway. The driver of the truck, Jonas Stone, now 21, is currently serving a 10-year sentence of intoxication manslaughter. He is eligible for parole next year. In Texas, law requires everyone to wear a seatbelt. The fine could cost up to $250. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Patty. Starting in just a few hours, the high-profile case of a man accused of the death of a 5-year-old boy is set to begin. Daniel Garcia is accused of physically beating to death the little boy back in July of 2021. Now, Garcia, at the time, was dating the boy's mother, Nicole Aguilar, who was also charged in this case. Garcia was first charged with murder, but prosecutors are taking him to trial on the charge of injury to a child causing serious bodily injury. So this is a case that we have been following closely, and KSAT 12 will be live streaming the trial on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com, and you can look for updates throughout our later newscasts.
It's been just over 6 months since Robert Isaacs was last seen alive, and now the woman accused of killing him is in custody. It's an update to a story we've been following in Bandera County since November. Sheriff's office identified the woman in the footage from Isaacs' doorbell camera as Frida Thomas. The 88-year-old's body was found just 2 days later. Sheriff's office says Thomas was arrested Monday in the state of Oklahoma.
And now to Turks and Caicos, where Tyler Winrich could learn his fate today. He's one of several Americans charged with carrying ammunition into the tropical nation. U.S. lawmakers are now pleading for leniency. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
This morning, one of the Americans facing prison time in Turks and Caicos over ammunition in their luggage is speaking out ahead of his plea hearing later today.
I have a lot of fear and anxiety. The best outcome to this is that the judge will find leniency and compassion in the situation and steer away from that 12-year sentence and be able to give a sentence that is less than that and a fine, hopefully.
Tyler Winrich is one of 5 Americans recently charged with carrying small amounts of ammunition into the tropical nation. Winrich was found with just 2 rounds. He said he mistakenly left in his backpack after a trip to a gun range. Yesterday, a bipartisan delegation of U.S. lawmakers traveled to Turks and Caicos to ask for leniency. Senator John Fetterman, who was part of the delegation, saying, "I left these meetings optimistic that we can get this resolved and look forward to working with my colleagues in Congress and TCI officials to bring these American citizens home." Just last week, a grandmother from Florida was arrested at the airport after 2 bullets were found in her luggage.
I was afraid.
I didn't know what was going to happen because I couldn't believe they was in there.
3 other men are also waiting for the courts to decide their fate. One could receive his sentence as soon as Friday. Turks and Caicos passed strict gun laws 2 years ago after a rise in violence and gun trafficking. The new laws mean the Americans face a minimum sentence of 12 years plus a fine, but the court can make exceptions. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Time now is 5:39 on your Tuesday morning.
We got there with live cam. We can handle the 70s, even if it's a little humid out there. Things will heat up again today and throughout the week, but Mike's talking about a possible little break next week, maybe. Fingers crossed. We'll be talking to him soon. Welcome back. It's 5:43. Well, a pilot program to help financially struggling seniors and disabled people fix up code violations instead of citing them is proving more expensive than initially thought.
The Senior Assistance Program helps with things like overgrown lawns, tree trimming, trash, and debris. The city pays contractors to take care of it, but the average cost for each incident has worked out to be more than $1,400.
We thought it was going to be anywhere $500 or $600 a pop. It was a little bit more than that. We did find several of the tree cases where we had large dead trees that posed a hazard to either that property or neighboring properties. So those are a little bit more expensive.
The southern districts of city, including District 2, 3, 4, and 5, have also relied more on the program than other districts. How the city continues or changes this program will likely be hashed out more in the city budget process, which starts in August.
5:44 on the dot, 77 degrees.
Look out there with TransGuide. Okay, we had some flashing lights here earlier in that shot. Now looking at 35 at Redmond, and in this portion of 35, things are moving, and this portion of I-10, things are moving right now, but we're going to get a check-in with RJ Marcus soon.
The heat is back, and so are the mosquitoes. Their bites can leave more than an itch.
Well, mosquitoes can also spread diseases like West Nile and Zika, and even malaria made a comeback last year.
12 on your side's Marilyn Mort shows us which repellents keep the bugs from biting.
They're back, blood-sucking mosquitoes. Juan Garcia's seen them.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot, especially right now after the rain. Yeah, and I'm a magnet for them.
But they're more than annoying. Metro Health found West Nile virus last week when they tested a mosquito pool on the southwest side. Their trucks will be treating the area.
We're at the park and it's gorgeous out here, except see that water? Exactly the kind of place where mosquitoes like to breed. Experts say the best way to protect yourself is an insect repellent, one that contains this, DEET.
To help you choose, Consumer Reports volunteers actually stuck their treated arms into cages filled with disease-free mosquitoes. 2 bites within 5 minutes means the repellent fails.
We currently test repellents against only mosquitoes, but in past years we found that repellents that worked well against mosquitoes also tended to work well against ticks.
So here's what they found. The most effective repellents contain 25 to 30% DEET as their active ingredient. Top rated are Ben's Tick and Insect Repellent Wipes, Ben's Wilderness Formula Pump, and 3M Ultrathon Insect Repellent 8. If you don't want to use DEET, CR also found products with 30% lemon eucalyptus are good alternatives, such as this one from Repel. Or try one with 20% picaridin like Sawyer Premium Insect Repellent Pump. How you apply repellent matters. Use a thin coat on all exposed skin. You can also spray on top of your clothing, but not underneath. As for Juan, he's armed and ready.
I try to protect myself as much as I can, but yeah, they're out there.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Well, it's been a little while since we talked to RJ.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check back. I didn't see anything, only that bridge,
Yeah, that bridge work going on there. And a question, though, would you rather have your arm stuck in that mosquito cage or would you be rather stuck in traffic?
Traffic, because that'll go away. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Food for thought this morning.
Is there a third option, RJ?
None of the above. Oh. All right. Hey, guys, update here. 1604, 151. We have cleared out that crash out there in this area on the far west side. So good job by our TxDOT crews making sure that we get things going there on the west side of town. Stephanie just mentioned that bridge work, that joint work that's taking place on the upper level of I-10. Of course, that's going to be reduced down to one lane from Poplar Street all the way to Fulton Avenue. Let's show you a couple of our maps because a couple of things that popping up right now as we get closer to our 6 o'clock hour. Loop 410 westbound Culebra Road, we have a stalled vehicle. This is going to be affecting our traffic coming down from the 151 area, in fact, all the way to 90. So keep that one in mind if you're headed out there. But traffic seems to be moving pretty well in both directions there. Traffic not moving great here on the 35 area. Northeast side have two different construction projects taking place here. One here at O'Connor Road, Weidner, and then also up here at Pat Booker and 35 all the way reaching up to Live Oak. At the Forum, we still have that crash right there at Randolph Boulevard, so causing a little bit extra delays in that area. All right, some good news here because you know, we talk all the time about these closures taking place on the far north side, northwest side, but TxDOT has actually reopened, or they now open an extra lane of 1604. So we now have 3 main lanes going in both directions from I-10 all the way to Stone Oak Parkway. This is part of the 1604 North Expansion Project. And coming up at the top of 6 o'clock, we're going to show you some video from TxDOT that they showed of these new lanes open in that area to just kind of ease congestion and give you a little bit more details about the progress in that area. But now we have 6 main lanes open, 1604 all the way from Stone Oak to I-10 and 1604.
That's up in my neck of the woods, and I haven't been out there since before last weekend, so I want to check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
It should be nice. It should be better.
Should be a pleasure cruise compared to what we've seen lately, right?
For sure.
Was on 10 going out of downtown yesterday, and I was thinking, okay, so lower level should be okay since it's the upper level that is down to just 1 lane. But it's right before that when you've got about 5 lanes, plus 35 coming in, and these guys want to go there, and then you get 3 lanes, and some go, you know, on the elevated level. Anyway,
I go through the neighborhoods.
Don't know if I'll do that again.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the time of day.
Well, Frederickson Road is a good option if you want to kind of get through.
So we drive towards Steph's house, take a left, keep going till you hit Fred, then 410 and back.
You'll be fine.
Once you got past the upper-lower split, lower level was fine, but it was that,
just right there.
So I stuck my arm in a thing of mosquitoes.
Sure you did.
So we've got the cloudy morning. This is a picture yesterday, and you know, it's not bad because as long as the clouds stay here, obviously it keeps the sun blocked a little bit here. But yeah, the clouds did break up yesterday, and that allowed us to get up to 96 degrees with all that sunshine out there. And we are going to have just a few clouds today, maybe a couple more, but enough sunshine to get us even hotter today. And we can remember yesterday we could sort of see the skyline a little bit. I mean, if you squint, you can kind of make out the outline of some of the buildings, but good example that a lot more humidity is out there this morning. You will feel it when you open up the door heading on out. 76 this morning at 7 o'clock. If indeed we do drop down to 76 degrees with the dew point so high in those cloud cover, we may not even drop down that low, believe it or not. Some sunshine will start to break through then later on this morning. We make it up to 89 at noon and top off again at 97. But we're going to be dealing again with the heat index out there, especially, I mean, if you're in the direct sun, that doesn't even get taken into account. So add another 10, 15 degrees on top of that. So you really got to take it easy later on today. All right. As far as dew points, they're going to be staying high all the way through the rest of the week, going into the weekend. But then we will start to get a little bit of a break in the humidity on Monday. It's still going to be really hot on Monday, but that's going to be the start of at least somewhat of a break from these brutally hot temperatures where we'll see low 90s going into the middle part of next week and then maybe a chance of rain by then. But at least we'll see some of the, like I said, a break in the action from the dew points starting on Memorial Day in the afternoon. Until then, very humid. Look at the low temperatures. They stay in the mid 70s all week long. High temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. We get a little bit of a break, some extra clouds tomorrow and Thursday. Still going to be hot, but then back to 98s all the way through Memorial Day. So it's going to be a scorching hot weekend out there.
Okay, Mike, thank you. 554, 77 degrees.
Let's go ahead and look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 4, 4, 4, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 5, 2, 6, 1, Fireball 0.
Cash 5 numbers 13, 14, 16, 21, 30. Texas 2-step 16, 20, 21, 24 with a bonus ball 21. And your Powerball 1, 7, 48, 64, 68. Powerball 5, Power Play 2.
Good morning, America. Coming up, we're tracking the severe weather threat for millions of us in this country. Twisters and severe storms hitting the Midwest today. High risk for strong tornadoes. The threat that's ramping up today, and possibly bad weather in the heartland, western Great Lakes. We have the weather. Also this morning, the fast food wars, how popular chains are dueling for your cash after high prices drove many customers away. And a special ray of sunshine this morning. A school social worker in Atlanta has given 28 years of her life. We will celebrate her with the big surprise. You do not want to miss it on GMA.